for a lady who needs no introduction, because everybody here already knows her, I'm just going to tell you a couple of things about her that I didn't know. And that was that she's been on TV in Jacksonville. She's appeared on Jacksonville Buzz TV, Close Up Radio, and the Life with Libby podcast and 0 Point Healing Show. She's certified in a list of things that are that are probably as long as my arm, and I don't understand them. So I'm certainly hoping that she will tell us about them. And you've been in Jacksonville for how long?
Since December, so about 6 months.
Oh, okay. Because her business has been in existence since 2017.
That's right.
So without further ado, I'd like to give you Grethe.
Thank you. And thank you guys so much for the opportunity to tell you guys about what I do. So I'm going to share a little presentation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a bit about the different healing modalities that I practice as a manifestation coach and energy healer. And hopefully after this, you will understand what they are and what the purpose of doing them is and how they can help people manifest the lives that they want for themselves. Okay. And of course, I was told I got 15 minutes, and in that time, there is no way I can tell you everything. But if you want to know more, there is a ton of information on my website, betterpeopleplanet.com, and you can read about the different modalities and about what I do there, or you can reach out and ask me if you have any questions. And I suggest that if you have questions during the presentations, maybe just hold on to them until the end. And maybe the answer will come up after the question shows up in your mind. Maybe you'll attract it or ask at the end so that I get through this material. And before I even need to start about the modalities, I need to start with some background. And the basis for all of this is the law of attraction, which I would guess most of you are familiar with. In its most simple form, it's stated as what's like unto itself is drawn, meaning like attracts like, or you attract into your life the vibrational match to your point of attraction. So I'm going to explain what the point of attraction is. So your point of attraction is the sum of your beliefs or thoughts or programs or your subject of attention and your emotions about that subject of attention. So for instance, if the subject of attention is money and you feel like you don't have enough money to pay your bills and you feel negative emotion about it, then your point of attraction is going to be negative attraction around the subject of money, meaning less money. So it's really important to keep your point of attraction at a high vibration because that's what's going to manifest into your life. So a belief is just a thought you've thought many times. A program is statement that is put into your subconscious mind or your life computer that you operate your life from. And yeah, so belief or thought plus emotion is your point of attraction. Another important thing to know is that your perception of something is in your filter for reality. So what happens is you go out in the world, you have all of your senses feed information into your mind and it's processed there. And the processing of that information determines your response to your outer world. So let's say the situation is I'm walking down the road and suddenly I see a snake. So my response to the snake is going to depend on my perception of the snake. If I, since I'm a biologist, I might be super fascinated by snakes, and I'll kind of slowly and cautiously approach it, and I'll smile and I'll feel happy, and all this happy chemistry will appear in my body in response to the snake. On the other hand, if I'm terrified of snakes, I'm probably going to run for my life and be super scared, and all this stress chemistry is going to appear in my body. The situation is the same. The only difference is your perception of the situation. So your perception is the basis of your experienced reality because it's the filter for your reality. So these two, your point of attraction and your perception of something, is really important in what I do. My process as a manifestation coach or life coach consists of these four. So first of all, clarity, meaning define exactly what it is you want to achieve. So do you want a relationship? Then we sit down and we define exactly what that means. What does it look like? What's the person like? What do you do together? How do you feel when you're with them? And things like that. Because if you go to a company that's somewhat serious, they will definitely have a goal, a clear goal of where they want to go. Whether it's monetary or other things that they want to achieve, they have clear goals. And that means that if everybody in the company knows that goal, they will be able to make decisions that will take them to that goal. And it's the same with you, but most people don't really set these goals for the different areas of their life. So clarity on what it is you want to achieve is the first, because also if you don't know what you want, that's exactly what you're going to get. How's the universe supposed to know what to give you if you haven't told the universe, hey, this is what I want? The second part, which is what we're working on today, is the alignment. So you set your goal and then you make sure that your vibrational point of attraction is in alignment with your goal. And we're getting back to that. And then when you're in alignment with your goal, then you will take inspired action because you will immediately know what the best next step forward is to get to your goal. And another thing that I think is really important is celebration. So celebrate every little step on the way. I am not in favor of I will be happy when I have reached that goal. I will be happy when I have the partner. I will be happy when I have lost the weight or whatever it is that you want. I want to be happy along the way. And that's actually really important in manifestation because your emotional point of attraction is going to attract more of that emotion. So if you look for reasons to feel good, enjoy, and celebrate every day, that's going to help you manifest what you want even faster. So alignment, which is what we are working on with these modalities. The intention is to raise your point of attraction to a higher vibration to match the results that you want to manifest. That's the whole purpose of doing this. And most people have heard about affirmations, saying a positive statement over and over for a very long time, and then eventually it might be installed in your subconscious mind, or listening to tapes before you go to sleep, and other ways to change your beliefs, which are kind of slow. So what we're going to look at here are modalities that are way faster. So I've listed them here on the left side. And I'm going to go through them and tell you what it is that they do. So the first one, PSYCH-K, psychological kinesiology. And by the way, all of these modalities utilize muscle testing, kinesiology, as a way to communicate with your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind determines your muscle strength, and a truth will, or positive, you will be strong in the presence of truth or positive. Your muscles will become markedly weaker in the presence of negative or false. So we use muscle testing to communicate with the subconscious mind. With PSYCH-K, it's a way to, in just minutes, change limiting beliefs. So I had a client yesterday who we muscle tested for the beliefs, I love myself and I hate myself. And he tested strong for I hate myself and weak for I love myself, meaning he didn't believe he loved himself deep down, and he did believe that he hated himself. So we did a PSYCH-K process to change that. And then when we muscle tested after, he was strong for loving himself and weak for hating himself. And that can create such a big change in your life. The other thing that PSYCH-K does is help you change your perception. And as with the snake, you can change your perception of anything. Heights, driving. A lot of people are afraid of driving, and I've helped them through changing their perception. If you're having like a panic attack, like I was really stressed out before my TV interview, I did that change your perception or stress release process, and I was so calm, and it wasn't a problem at all. So those work on mainly the belief part of your point of attraction. It will also release negative emotions. So we do work on the emotion part as well. If you remember, the thought plus emotion equal your point of attraction. The next modality is called the emotion code, which we use to find and release negative trapped emotional energies. So as you go through life, you experience an emotion, let's say stress or hopelessness, and this emotion isn't properly processed, then it can be trapped somewhere in your body as an orange-sized ball of negative energy. And that will potentially cause physical and emotional problems. So with the emotion code, we find and we release these negative trapped emotional energies. The body code is sort of like an extension of the emotion code, where we don't only find the emotions, but we can find any cause, any underlying cause of a physical or emotional concern. And what's really cool is oftentimes when we do this, and let's say someone has a backache or a headache or something, and as we release things, they start feeling better, and suddenly that backache or headache can be completely gone. So those two work on emotion and other underlying negative emotional energies. Body code can also help find programs, negative programs. So it kind of works on both of the parts of your point of attraction. My last modality is subconscious release technique. And with this technique, we find negative beliefs or programs such as, what if I fail? And then we release the negative emotions associated with the program. So if I feel fear and hopelessness and hurt, irritation around the belief, what if I fail? Those negative emotions have attraction power. And the magnitude of the emotions will determine how much I will attract reasons to fail. And so when I release the negative emotions, the statement is neutral and has no attraction power. So that's the beauty of the subconscious release technique. It works on the emotional charge, releases it, and suddenly you don't attract things to feel, people, circumstances to feel like a failure again, because you've released the emotional charge. And I'll stop sharing. And now if you have any questions.
Can you do a quick demonstration of muscle testing remotely?
We're going to. We have a volunteer, so we're going to do a demo of both muscle testing, but we're actually also going to work on a problem. I just wanted to get the theory out of the way first so that we're ready.
Okay. And I have a question, and if anybody has a question, just remember to unmute yourself. So when you're successful in changing someone's perception for the better, in general, how successful are you in helping them to maintain that change? Do you usually have to reinforce that periodically, or is that something that once they have that change, it's normally, that's it stays with them?
It stays with them. So when you find and release the negative trapped emotions, for instance, that energy is released. It's not coming back. But I'm not going to say that you are not going to experience hopelessness again, not process it and trap it again, because you can experience the same emotions many times in your life. With changing beliefs, once it's changed, it's changed. But of course, you are susceptible to programming. So for instance, when you hear the TV in the background and there's a commercial for some medication, you're being programmed. You're not consciously listening, but your subconscious is taking in all the symptoms that this medicine allegedly is going to release, and also the side effects. So I make sure I never listen to those consciously or subconsciously. And also I had a friend who was really pretty and skinny and smart. And because she was skinny and smart, her boyfriend thought it was okay to joke about her being fat and dumb. And after a year, she found herself in her mom's kitchen crying and asking her mom, "Mom, am I fat and dumb?" Because he had repeated it so often, it became programmed in her. And so she thought she was fat and dumb. So it's really, I don't ever do put down jokes because your subconscious mind doesn't understand. No, it doesn't understand irony or sarcasm. So I just don't participate. When people tell me, "Oh, you guys are so cute now," like me and my husband, we're so happy, we're so in love, we've been married for 6 years, it's great, honeymoon effect forever. And they say, "Oh, you just wait a while and you will be like the rest of us." And I just say, no, we choose each other every day and we choose to be happy. So I don't even indulge in a little laugh or a smile. I just say, no, I just choose not to. So when you change a belief, it's changed. It's like you did your affirmations, everything is good, you changed, it's done. But that's not to say that you won't integrate a belief again. And also there might be more underlying beliefs that contribute to whatever problem you want to solve. And then you might need to find those and release those as well.
So, a long time ago, I remember in school, they gave us a book to read. It was the author was Vance Packard, and the name just went out. Oh, the Hidden Persuaders, and he did some research on how advertising marketing companies were subliminally teaching people or embedding in people's minds without them even knowing these thoughts about products that they wanted to sell them. And they would do like these little flashes in movie theaters that people wouldn't know that they're seeing on that. So I guess that was setting up a belief system in their mind. So I can see how your therapy might help people to overcome something like that.
Yeah. And how most of your beliefs are formed is that until you're about 7, your brain is set up to integrate as much information as possible, because we're social beings. When we were cave people, if we weren't accepted by the tribe and we were outcast, that meant death. So our biggest fear is not being accepted. And so it's really important that we learn all of these rules about how you interact in society. This is how a man and a woman in a romantic relationship interact. This is how you treat your friends. This is how you talk to people. This is what you do in this situation. So how we learn these rules or beliefs or programs is by watching, listening, integrating all of it. So your brain until age 7 is more or less like a sponge hard drive. It doesn't discern whether anything is good or bad, positive or negative. It just takes it in. So if my dad told me at age 5 that I was useless, I said, okay, I'm useless. Then that's a program. And if I don't do anything to release it, I have a program of being useless or dumb or whatever. My friend's dad told her when she was young she was dumb, and now she's 63, and we just did a lot of work on this and released it. But imagine living with that your whole life for 60 years and attracting situations and people to you, reinforcing your belief that you're dumb. But you don't have to do that, because you can go in and decide what you want your beliefs to be. I'm so smart. I can achieve anything I want. And because it's so important for us to be right, our mind or ego's job is to make sure that you are always right. No matter what the beliefs are, the programs, your mind's job is to make sure that your life shows you how right you are. And so if you don't have control of what's in there, you're going to be right, and you're going to see what's in there based on how your life unfolds. But then if you get clear on what you want and you decide what you want those programs to be, you're still going to be right, but your life is going to be so much easier and better and joyful. Yeah.
Greta, I have a question for you.
Awesome.
What is the easiest way to just make a simple change? You know, it's like a battleship. It can't make a turn so quick, but, you know, it depends upon the philosophy. You know, a lot of times if somebody's a smoker, hey, go cold turkey. That's the way to do it. You know, if somebody's on a diet, go cold turkey. You know, look, I hate liver. I could tell you right now, I hate liver. You know why I hate liver? Is I still remember when I was 7 years, it could have been 7 years old, 7, 8 years old, my mother and grandmother tried to trick me into eating liver. Now I love steak, and I loved all the types of steak, because at the time my grandfather was a butcher. But they try to trick me on the liver, and since that time, never liked liver, never liked chopped liver. I don't even want to like it. And that, I think, you know, and I'm just trying to tell you, because I think sometimes that's what the problem is. I don't want to like it. It's like peanuts. I hated peanuts for years until I'm on the airplane and I got really hungry. Hey, I like this, especially when it has salt. I don't like peanut butter. I don't want to like it, but I can eat peanuts. So what's the easiest way for something so simple? You know, do you play the mind game?
So what you said was really important there, motivation. If you wanted to start liking liver because consciously, you know, it might be good for you, you might have health benefits from eating it and whatnot, then you already gave me a big clue there, that memory of when they tricked you. So that's where we would start. We would release the negative emotions from that memory. We would see if there were any. I would ask you, for instance, go back to your, how old were you think?
I had to be 7, 8 years old. And you know, it was interesting. I remember that day very clearly because I went with my mom into the city for a TV show. And they had all the casting with all the kids, this and that. You know, I won a baby contest. So all of a sudden, my mom thought I was a movie star. She was wrong. But, you know, coming back on the trains and all that. So I remember the day very, very clearly, you know, but it's just funny. I got a big appetite. I just don't want to like it. And like you said, it's in my mind. I don't care if it's
Eric, let her answer.
Yeah.
So I would ask you, Eric, go back to that 7-year-old body, go back to the situation. Now I want to know what's going through your mind. So what are your thoughts? Are they like, you tricked me. You're not gonna make me eat what I don't want. So like, I want to know your thoughts, and those are the programs, right? And then I would release the negative emotions associated with those programs. Then I might ask for any other negative emotions and just release that. And then you might be okay with eating liver. But the smoking one, like if you don't want to stop smoking, well, I could install a belief in your subconscious saying, I really want to quit smoking. And that could be a start. And then I would figure out, what are the benefits that smoking give you? Like for smokers, the cigarette is a friend. It's your friend that's always there. It's your friend that you can always rely on. You get your smoking breaks. You get like, it calms you down. So what are the benefits? The social aspects of smoking, people go out and smoke together. There are a lot of benefits that people get from smoking. And then, so we would figure out, okay, how can you get those benefits without smoking? What can you do to release the need for smoking? And then we would figure out, what is it that needs to be released in your subconscious? Can we install a belief that I'm not a smoker, I am a healthy person, I take great choices for my health, things like that. So it's about you need to have the motivation, or we can trick you into being motivated too. We can do that. And then we figure out what's the underlying reasons and what are the benefits and how can we help you have those benefits.
Sure, thank you.
Sheree, I'm thinking that we should get Grethe to do a group meeting with all of our clients and trick them into something, but we'll talk about that.
Like paying you faster, right?
Yeah, before we do the work.
It's definitely possible. I do group sessions as well. So it's possible to do, I connect with the energy of the group and we find things that everyone in the group needs to release. And it's actually really efficient. And it's sometimes it's kind of like meditation, how when you meditate with people, it's a more powerful experience. And group sessions can do that as well.
How about getting hypnotized to a sense? Because it sounds what you just said on a group setting, it's almost like being hypnotized in a group setting. Is that clear? I mean, yeah, is it different or, because I know I was hypnotized in a group setting, so I know how it feels, you know, but do you work very closely with hypnotists?
I actually, so for myself, I make sure that every week I get at least one session from another practitioner to work on myself. I do work on myself as well, but I really enjoy the feeling of being held by someone, being witnessed, having someone see my blind spots. And I try out different modalities. Lately. I had a hypnosis session for myself. Which is when you kind of drift away a little bit and you're a little bit out of it. In what I do, you're completely conscious. So it's not like you don't know what's happening. It's not like I'm going to make you, I don't know, quack like a
Cluck like a chicken.
Yeah, no. So I guess both of them get in touch with your subconscious mind in different ways to help reprogram to something more empowering. But what I do is not hypnosis.
Thank you.
Can I suggest that we get the demonstration and then continue with the questions?
Absolutely.
I want to make sure that we get to see the demonstration.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. Before I do that, I want to share something that can actually help everyone. And that is something called the whole brain posture. And it's a great, very simple hack to release stress. So if you're stressed about something, you're freaking out about something, or someone is just being an ass and you just want to be calm, what you can do is you can cross your arms and legs in front of your body. And when you do that, you establish communication between your brain hemispheres. So it's as simple as just crossing your arms and your legs, or one or either. And what you can also do is when your arms are crossed, you can take your palms together and interlace your fingers. And you can put your arms down or up on your chest, whatever feels comfortable. And then you can just sit and close your eyes for a minute until you feel calm.
I want to see if Joe can get out of that position.
I'm calming myself because Bruce is pissing me off.
Very good demonstration, Joe. Excellent. You're such a star student. So I just wanted to share that with you because I always want to lead people with something they can use in their life. And even like if you're in a meeting, it might not be appropriate to do this and close your eyes, but you can just cross your legs or just cross your arms without like people noticing. And that's going to make you more whole-brained, able to react in a more whole-brained way and just calmer. So
I feel much calmer now.
Good, Joe.
I'm feeling the love from everybody.
I don't know if you're joking, but I'm just gonna pretend.
Actually, I actually there was a very calm feeling from that. I'm not joking.
Yeah, there is a calm feeling for that. I needed that.
Awesome. So Cindy volunteered to be our test case. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I cannot demonstrate PSYCH-K because of the agreement I signed. So you have to be an instructor to do a group demonstration of PSYCH-K. So to experience that, you can schedule a free strategy call with me, and I'll give you a demo of a PSYCH-K session or balance. So what we can do is we can use emotion code, body code, and subconscious release technique. And I understand, Cindy, that we are working on a physical issue. So and when we talked earlier, you mentioned shoulder pain, back pain, and SRT joint.
Mm-hmm.
Are they still there?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to Cindy's energy. And the way I do that is I ask for permission. So will you give me permission to connect to your energy so I can muscle test for you?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So I set the intention to do that. And the way I muscle test is this. So when I can keep my fingers together, it's a yes or a strong. And when I can't, it's a no. So now let's see if we have that connection in place. My name is Cindy. My name is Grethe. My name is Cindy. So Cindy, can you please say the word yes for me?
Yes.
Good. And say the word no?
No.
Awesome. So we have a connection. Now I'm getting answers for Cindy. And it's as simple as that. If she was in the room, I would ask her to reach her arm out and I will push down gently on her arm. And a yes, her arm would be strong, and a no, it will go down. So that's how you get the answers. And you can use that for yes and no questions and for saying a statement like, I love myself. And if it's strong, it means I believe that. And if it's weak, it means I don't. So it's pretty simple. It's a binary system, like a computer. Okay, so now I'm going to see what is going to help you the most. Which one of these three issues is going to give you the most benefit to work on? Is it going to be your shoulder, back pain, SI joint? So it's your shoulder. So if I ask you on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is no pain at all and 10 is it's excruciating pain, how does your shoulder feel?
When I move it in a certain way, it's excruciating.
Okay, so let's go with that. It's a 10 then when you move it, or is it a 9?
9, 8, 9.
8 to 9 when you move it. Okay, so what
Yeah.
and is the best modality for this emotion code? Yes. So what I have is this list of negative emotions. Column A and column B, and I have 6 rows and I have 5 emotions in each cell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask her subconscious mind if we can release an emotion and which emotion it is, and I'm using my emotion code chart. So is there a trapped negative emotion we can release to help alleviate this shoulder pain? And I get a yes. Is it in column A, B? Is it in odd row, even? So is it in 2, 4, 6? So it's in B6. And is it number 1, 2, 3, 4? So it's an emotion of unworthy. And oftentimes what happens when you name the emotion, it comes to the surface. So it's trapped somewhere in your body, comes to the surface. And when it does, it triggers some memory or a person or something comes to mind. So what we do then, I will ask Cindy, did anything come to mind? And then she has 2 choices. She can say, yes, when I was that age, this happened. Or she can say, is it what I'm thinking about now? If she doesn't want to share with me, or we all, then she can say, is it what I'm thinking about now? And I can muscle test yes or no. So I don't even need to know what it is. And I can still give her the answers. But Cindy, did anything come up with you when I said unworthy?
Yeah, I mean, Grethe and I worked together a little bit the other day, so we have spoken about something personal related to my parents' divorce.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
Okay. So this feeling of unworthy, is it related to your parents' divorce? And I get a yes. And then I will ask, is it necessary to know more information about this emotion? And I get a no. So when we have enough information, we can release the emotion. And the way we do that is we take advantage of the acupuncture meridians in the body. And they're all connected to the main meridian. So this emotion that's now somewhere in the body is not touching one of the meridians. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a magnet or just your hand to just magnetize the intention to release this trapped emotion of unworthy. And the way I do it, and I'm going to ask Cindy to do it with me, you can take your hand and you start between your eyebrows, swipe 3 times to the back of your head with the intention of releasing the trapped emotion of unworthy. Now was that released? And I get a yes. Good. If it was in person, I would swipe for her and I would start up here and I would swipe down her back. But this works when we're not in person. Okay, good. So is there another? Thank you, Eric. See you next time. Okay, is there another trapped emotion we can release to help alleviate your shoulder pain? Yes. Is it an A, odd, even, 2, 4, 1, 2? It's bitterness. So does anything come up when I say bitterness? If it doesn't, I can help you find an age.
I'll tell you something. It's interesting because they came to fix my washer and dryer yesterday. Replaced it with another one. And I went to do a wash this morning and it's not working. So I'm bitter about that. Yes, I'm bitter. That it's fixed. And I have a wash in there in water. Yeah.
Okay, so what I usually do then, I muscle test as she speaks, and I'm getting a strong that it's about this washer dryer. And so is there anything else we need to know? Can we release? So we're going to release 3 swipes. And you can always find out more information, but I like to stop when it says we don't need anymore because I like being efficient and getting as much done as we need to. So is it released? Yeah. But if the person wants to know, we can ask whatever questions and find out. So is there another trapped emotion to release for this? Is it an A, odd, even, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Resentment. And what do you think about this? What's cool is all of these trapped negative emotions have a vibration that is attracting to you more people, circumstances, and events to feel like that about. So as we release emotion by emotion, we release that attraction power. And so you will attract less of these things to feel that negative emotion about. So you're raising your emotional vibration, which is pretty cool. Cindy, did anything come up?
I resonate with it. I just don't know what it is. So,
okay. So you're not supposed to ask a lady this, but I need it for the demo. May I ask what your age is right now?
63.
63. Okay. So did this occur before age 30, before 20, before 25, 25, 26? So it's age 26 plus minus 1 year, 25, 26, 27-ish.
Well, I was married then, but I'm divorced now.
Okay. So did anything come up around that age that you could feel resentful about?
Yes, my husband became an Orthodox Jew approximately a couple of years later.
Okay, so I'm testing strong.
And then I got divorced, so yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So can we release? Yeah, so let's release this trapped emotion of resentment. 3 swipes. Good. Now was it released? Yes. Okay, so can you move your shoulder around a little bit and see if there's any difference?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that excruciating pain. That's interesting.
Okay, so you said when we started it was like an 8 or 9. What would you say now?
4.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
4 or 5, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it might get even better. So what we do is, it's like we're doing surgery on your energy body. So your cells and your body is so smart because it's going to shy away from negative. If you have a petri dish with cells and you put a poison here and a nutrient here, all the cells are going to go to the nutrient. So imagine you have a trapped negative emotion here, your tissues are going to want to get away from it. So it's going to cause a distortion, an imbalance. So you release it and they can ease back. And that's probably why your shoulder feels better. And it might get even better. It takes 1 to 2 days to completely, get back into alignment. And so I would give you the same advice as if you had surgery: drink plenty of water, rest, relax, be kind to yourself. And it's possible you may become emotional. That's okay. If you freak out, text me and I'll calm you down.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. My pleasure.
Oh, Grethe, I have a question. So if the pain is caused by an actual physical ailment, would this type of therapy at least alleviate that in part, or is that just something that needs to be taken care of medically? Because what you were dealing with her is really an emotional thing. So, and you're doing a paradigm shift, I guess, of her emotional perception of things.
Yeah.
But what if that pain was generated by some actual physical injury?
Yeah.
Then what?
First of all, I would definitely tell you to see your doctor and do all those things, because medicine is really helpful in a lot of cases. And then I would work on this energetically as well, because everything is energy.
Greta,
Yeah.
can I ask something? Are you saying that this was emotional pain? Because I had an MRI on this. I haven't gotten the results. So it could be that, it's injured. So, but you're just saying the energy going there to heal it, aren't you?
So when we get injured, of course, that can cause pain and distortions and whatnot. And for that, we might need help from a medical doctor.
Right.
But there might also be trapped negative emotions that will contribute to the problem.
Right.
So, and also, if your body is weakened anywhere, it's likely that that place where your body is weakened is where the emotions will get trapped. So I have a really good example of that. It was this guy who suddenly, 35-ish years old, developed a tennis elbow. And so he was in pain. So he went to see an emotion code practitioner, and they found the first negative emotion was located actually in his elbow, and it was from college, and it was a girlfriend who broke up with him. So it was some kind of heartache. And the next emotion was the next girlfriend, also in the elbow. So in total, 5 girlfriends, 5 emotions in the elbow.
Oh, that's fun.
Released all of these emotions, and his elbow was fine. And the funny thing is, he played tennis in college. So that is going to weaken your elbow a little bit, because you're constantly putting pressure on it, right? And so because of that, all these girlfriends breaking up emotions were trapped in his elbow. And then it didn't surface until he was 35. And then when it was released, he was completely fine.
Okay, so Sandy, you know what your homework is now. Anybody that on the tennis court that's got a problem, you got to send them to Grethe.
Actually, tennis elbow 2 causes 3 factors: bad technique, racket equipment, and the strings tension. Racket technology is probably the #1, with the string #2. because the technology changed so much over the years. Lighter rackets, heavier rackets, string materials change. There's thickness of the strings are thinner. So a lot of times when I get people with tennis elbow, I look at the racket, see how heavy or how light, or the string material, if it's too thick, or they're using a high, tension on the racket. Like if they do like close to 70, versus, more flexibility, lower gauge, so.
But Sandy, according to Greta, there's 4 reasons. Technique, racket size, strings, and breaking up with people.
No, being dumped.
Being dumb.
But-
Yes. I wanted to point out also that now we did a demo on something physical. It's possible also to work on, for instance, let's say Bruce is having trouble attracting clients. And so we could ask the question, what negative emotions can we release that will help Bruce attract clients? Or what is blocking me from achieving the abundance that I want? Or what is blocking me from having a successful relationship? So whatever question you want to ask, you can find the emotions and release whatever is blocking that. And that's going to help with that, whatever is.
Fascinating.
It is. It is.
Fascinating.
And I mean, I know somebody else who does something very similar. And so a lot of this was not really foreign to me, but the whole concept is very fascinating, and seeing the demonstration was great because it kind of made it more concrete rather than, as Joe would say, woo-woo stuff. But no, it is concrete. There is, and the concept of manifesting what you want, I've seen it happen in terms of, I mean, it's actually happened, the way I look at it, it's actually happened to me because I was in a situation where I really needed this check that wasn't coming in to come in. And instead of saying, I switched from, I don't know why this check isn't coming in, to the check will be here tomorrow. And in essence, putting it out there. You know what they say, what you put out in the universe is what you're going to get back. So, and then the check showed up. So whether or not it was coincidence or not, it happened with somebody that I know that was looking for a new place to live. And she wasn't having a whole lot of luck, and she was getting stressed over the fact that she was running out of time. And the person in our other group said to her, you have to put out there what you really want. And so she figured out what she wanted. And the next day, the realtor brought her the listing of exactly what she wanted. So it does happen. This was amazing.
Thank you.
I think that I know I have a different understanding, because I've always talked to people who've done it, in person. I've had muscle testing. My chiropractor has done it. So I understand how it works. I even did one, like you were showing about doing it on yourself. I even did one with the guidance of someone else, doing it on myself on a particular belief. So I know that it works. And I think that for me, it's going to be a lot easier to refer people. And I hope that for everybody else, it will be too, now that we have a better understanding.
Greta, can the muscle testing and energy mindset be done on future things? as far as, connections with people or will a plan be adopted, for instance, or something along those lines?
What do you mean?
In other words, forward thinking, you have a meeting with a client,
Mhm.
Will that client accept your proposal
Mm.
through muscle testing without any knowledge of them or their acceptance of that?
So like
There's-
asking the question, muscle testing, will you accept my proposal?
Yeah, like you asked Cindy's permission and connected to her energetically, and I've worked with energy coaches, like I've said in the past, and they always say, may I get some information from you, something along those lines. And I'll say, okay. And then, so I'm giving permission to connect. Can it be done without their permission, and can it be accurate from your own intuition?
Okay, so depending on the modality I use, there are different rules or guidelines. With emotion code, body code, you absolutely have to have someone's permission. If they're children under 18, you have to have their parents' permission. If it's animals, you have to have their owner's permissions. With PSYCH-K, there is a protocol to ask for permission with muscle testing. But if you don't have their best good, highest good in mind, you will get a no. And so, and also for like predicting the future, will he accept my proposal? I wouldn't find it ethical to balance for that. What I would, or to ask for that, what I would do is I would work with you on preparing you for delivering it the best way possible and not having any attachment to his answer. That's what I would do. I had a client ask me to muscle test whether she should break up with her boyfriend. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that for you. What I will do is I will help you have a belief that I know exactly what's best for me to do. I know what decision is going to serve me. And there's also
What does she do?
she broke up with him. There is a PSYCH-K balance called the relationship balance, where, and this is where you can actually connect to that other person's energy without them knowing. You ask for permission, you have their highest good in mind, and you do a balance where you find their differences and learning opportunities, you reconcile those, and then that is going to make you more whole-brained in the presence or when you're thinking about that person. And it's fascinating to see how that will either make it easier for you to break up with someone. I've actually experienced that twice. Or letting them go, or even just deepening the relationship so that the relationship will be, say you've had a difficult relationship with your mom forever. So even if she's alive or dead, you can actually do something about that relationship in that kind of process.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It really is.
I really love I love doing all of this because I can see how much it's helping people, how much it's helping me.
What's the difference between PSYCH-K and body code?
So with PSYCH-K, we would, so let's say, what would be something in your life that wasn't working? Nothing, I'm perfect.
No, I'm just thinking the
Or
list
that
is
you
too
would like
long.
to work
The
better.
list is too long to go through in the next 5 minutes.
Just like say you would like to be healthier. And so we could figure, okay, so what does that mean? And do you think you're healthy? Do you want to be healthy? And then we can find out, so what do you want to be true for you? So let's say, oh, my health is so-so, and I don't like this is happening. And I will ask you, what do you want instead? And you'll say, I have vibrant health. I take great choices for my health. It's easy for me to exercise. I'm motivated to exercise. So we figure out which one of these do you want the most, or which one, or we can do multiple.
It's more specific
Yeah.
than the body code. The body code is more of a working from that chart, identifying
Yeah.
psychological things that could be blocking,
Yeah.
where PSYCH-K is going to really drill down on specific aspects of desire.
PSYCH-K is where you program your subconscious mind.
Got it?
I want my subconscious mind to believe that I love myself, that I'm healthy, that I have perfect eyesight, blah, 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 whatever it is that you want. Whereas body code and emotion code is more, what is causing this problem? How can I release that? With PSYCH-K, with believing that you're in perfect health, your body is going to be much more able to release those things by itself, or find an emotion code, body code practitioner to help you. It will help you get the help you need and do the things you need to do because you have that new belief, and now that has to be true. So they both kind of achieve the same results, but they're different angles. And what's really great about emotion code, body code is, like, if you don't even know where to start, what do you want to work on? You can simply ask, what can we release that's going to help Joe the most right now? And then we find that and we release that. And then maybe from there we will see, oh, hey, this is a problem that we want to look closer at. And then we do that.
Makes
That's
sense.
that's
In
interesting.
business, we, most of us, if not all of us, have some limiting beliefs that are causing us to be less proactive in building our businesses than we would want to be. And to help bring that to the forefront might be very beneficial.
Absolutely.
Grethe,
Yeah,
this is
like
fascinating. Thank you.